All righty.
Here we go.
Good morning, Tom.
Good morning, Brett. I have been slipping back into some old habits and I want to talk about it because a lot of people fall into this trap. Those old, nasty, unhealthy, harmful habits that secretly or, maybe not so secretly make us feel good. And
Right.
even when you have a period of engaging in healthy habits, how quickly it seems like it takes so long to adopt a new healthy habit. And then once you do, you feel really good about yourself and you take pride in that and you see these positive changes, whether that's with weight loss or some strength and resilience or your ability to cope with life and stress and whatnot. And then whatever happens, maybe it's a figment of your imagination, or there's an actual event that takes place, or maybe your routine gets flipped upside down. We fall back into those old unhealthy habits like overeating or not exercising or staying up late and not getting the appropriate amount of sleep. And it's so easy to fall into that trap. And then a month or 2 months goes by, and you're like, look at me. I hate myself. I can't believe I let this happen again. And we want to get back to how we felt when we were engaging in those healthy habits. So you have had this experience
Mhm.
too recently.
I have. So, as most people know that listen to us, I mean, we were on a routine for 5 years. We got up, we worked out Monday through Friday, we pushed weights every morning. We inspired each other. We would talk about our diets and our exercise and our top sand five habits of those kinds of things. And we held each other accountable. And then I had to go up and move away and threw a whole wrench into that works. And we, don't work out every morning. We don't hold each other accountable anymore. And my sleep habits have gotten worse. I'm staying up later. I'm sleeping in. I'm not up at the same time every morning. I haven't exercised. I haven't pushed a weight since, I mean, I have been moving and some other stuff, but I haven't pushed a weight. I haven't done much cardio, and my diet's been crappy
Yeah.
because I'm moving and more fast food than normal. And I just like, well, I had this realization, like, what are you doing? I mean, you had this habit for 5 years. You think that would be cemented, right?
Right?
You think
Yeah.
that there's a no-go from a 5-year habit,
Hmm.
and in like instantly it's gone.
Yeah.
So,
And
but
trying
no,
to
it's
get
not.
back. Trying
Yeah,
to get
it's
back
not
there,
gone.
it's like insurmountable, right?
Yeah. And it's really not. It's so easy. And I'm like, okay, we were talking about this. I'm like, okay, so I'll jump on my good routine like the day after Labor Day. Yeah, that's a good date. I'm gonna start
Yeah.
that, right? And I'm like, that's 3 weeks from now. You just trying to give yourself an excuse to be a lazy POS for the next
Yeah.
3 weeks.
Hmm.
And maybe that's not the end of the world, but anyway, I'm getting back at it. Sometime, I promise to you, Tom, I'm committing to you, sometime between tomorrow and the day after Labor Day, I will be back on my routine. I can't guarantee which day though.
Maybe I need to send some motivational stuff to you to, get you geared up.
People talk to us about, don't have any motivation to do X, Y, or Z. And my thing is, if you're waiting for motivation to come zap into your head, it's never going to happen.
Nope.
Motivation just doesn't appear. Motivation comes from the accomplishment of a goal. Now, if looking good in a bathing suit is more important to you than Little Debbie snack cakes, then that's motivation.
Yeah.
But don't
Well,
wait for motivation to come because it's not happening.
the only challenge is that after I've had a full day and I feel overwhelmed and I'm at home and I want to look good in a bathing suit at some point in the near future, right now it's like the Little Debbie snack cakes or the Boston cream donuts are more important. And they become more important each and every day because in order to look good in that bathing suit, if that's the ultimate goal, it takes a substantial amount of discipline, not motivation, but discipline of attending to that goal every single day. You need to, I mean, focus on your diet, your exercise, and your recovery time slash sleep, and then your water consumption, those things. And if you're not doing those, then what's going to happen after 2 weeks, 2 months, a year?
Mhm.
Like there's not going to be, the time is now, I guess is what I'm saying, to engage in that process. And the formula, Brett. You out there, our dear listeners, you know what you need to do. You know the right formula. You've probably been successful at implementing that formula and have seen it work out to your benefit. So what's getting in the way of us not sticking to that? Why do we fall back into those old, nasty, unhealthy habits?
Mhm. Well, we have become a society of instant gratification. We want what we want right now. We
Yeah.
don't want to wait for it. And if I can get a little hit of dopamine by having some ice cream now, as opposed to getting a hit of dopamine because everyone was checking me out on the beach 3 months from now, I
Yeah.
want it now. Give me the dopamine now.
Yeah. Yeah. And dopamine is that thing that, like a drug, it makes me feel good instantly, changes how I feel, and I want more. It's not limiting.
Mhm.
And
Right.
you feel bad about yourself for doing that thing, that quick instant gratification thing, especially if it's not something that leads to you achieving your goals. And so then you feel bad. So what's the solution to that? Well, I got to have another hit of dopamine. I need to make myself, I don't like how I'm feeling about myself. I need to change that. And you
Right.
know what? If I eat, a sleeve of cookies, it's going to change how I feel. I'm going to feel better in that moment, but then I'm going to feel worse
Mhm.
later, which just keeps this vicious cycle going. If I go and do 100 sit-ups, that's not necessarily going to give me the hit of dopamine that I want, and I'm going to get sweaty and I'm going to need to take a shower. It just seems overwhelming, and so I'm not going to do that. I'm just, screw it. I'll do that on Monday. I'll do that after Labor Day. Yeah, that sounds good. But right now,
Eh,
I'm just going to reward myself
yeah.
for dealing with whatever stress I've had to deal with.
All right.
It's
I
diabolical.
saw a meme and I just want to throw this in there. You know how you drive and people have that sticker, that 26.2 sticker on our meeting in a marathon?
Yeah.
All right. I have a 26.2 sticker on my car, and it's how many Oreos I can eat in one sitting. 26.2. I'm
26.2.
just
What
kidding.
happens to the point eight?
At some point, you got to have some discipline. Can't have 27 Oreos, only 26.2.
Right. See, if 27 puts me over the edge. So,
Yeah, that's just being a slob.
yeah.
Uh, but yeah, you're right. Habits. Why do we slip out of them? Why? And a lot of times, as people ask, when we talk with patients, they're like, "Why? What's my diagnosis? Why?" Like, that's important. What is that going to do for you? Forget the whys. Just worry about the what next. What's next?
Right.
And then I love that question. And then what?
Yeah. Well, when it comes to habits, there's a lot of schools of thought of how long it takes to engage with a new habit. And you know what? Don't worry about any of that. Let's just focus on today, you doing those things that you need to do that are going to enable you to achieve those goals that you want, and just keep doing those every day. And then when you look back after 6 months, you can say, hey, that was a successful habit. You know what? I'm now in the habit of it. But don't worry about, oh, I got to do this for 4 weeks straight or 28 days, and then it'll be a habit. Like, don't focus on that. Just focus on, it's too overwhelming. Just focus on right now, today, doing those things, making healthier choices regarding your life and how you manage stress, what you're eating, how you're recovering from strenuous activity, whether that's physical, cognitive, emotional, whatever. Like just focus on right now, today, doing those healthy things. And don't beat yourself up if you make an unhealthy
And it
choice.
goes right, for sure. It goes back to the basics of we talk about goal setting is, I spend a few minutes every morning thinking about my day, how I want my day to go, what I accomplish with my day, what habits I want to engage in, exercise, my meal choices, my work, things that I need to accomplish for the day. I spend a few minutes like planning that out. This is how I want my day to go. And then at the end of the day, I spend a few minutes reviewing my day, right? Was I successful? Where did I meet all my challenges? Where do I have some opportunities for improvement? And then, very briefly set up for the next day. So I spend a few minutes every morning and a few minutes every night thinking about those things, and it's very helpful
Yeah.
when I do that.
I want you and listeners, when I say you, I mean, everybody that's listening, and to include myself, to like flip this magical switch in your mind, and instead of those unhealthy habits being something as a reward to yourself, because that's the dangerous thing. Like I've worked hard all week, so now I'm going to spend, the weekend drinking as much alcohol as I can and eating as much shit food and having a cheat days and all that as a reward, or staying up late as a reward because I don't have to wake up early the next morning. Those things are not rewards. Those things are abusing yourself. And so let's flip the switch to doing healthy things for myself is a reward. That's me being kind to myself. And if you can be kind to yourself, then you can be kind to other people. So if you're abusing yourself by engaging in these unhealthy habits, I know I'm guilty of it, then how can I truly be kind to other people? How can I take care of and be there of support to other people if I'm not taking care of me?
Mhm. I mean, the true reward is making the right choices and how you're going to feel about that. I know how good I feel when I get a good solid 8 hours of sleep at night,
Mhm.
right? I know it. And I wake up in the morning, I'm like, dang, that was good. I love that. And that is one of my favorite things is getting a good solid 8 hours of sleep. But then I'll have those nights where I'm like, oh, the movie, it's another.
Well, I lost Brett there, but it's all right. I hope that he pops back in. Technical difficulties. We've been having some challenges with that, so hopefully he will pop back in and we can continue this conversation. So, anyway, I hope you've been enjoying this so far, and of course, chime in on the conversation. Send us some questions or comments to questions@therapyunzipped.com. So that way we can continue engaging in this discussion. So, all right, man, welcome back. Hey, no worries. I kept the conversation going, and
All
hey,
right.
it's a mild inconvenience. Welcome back.
A mild inconvenience. Absolutely.
Yeah,
So what I was saying when I cut out is, I know how good I feel when I reward myself with 8 hours, 8 solid hours of sleep,
yeah,
and and then I'm like, oh, I'll have those nights where it's like, oh, I've been doing so well, I want to reward myself with watching the end of this movie, and then I stay up late, and then I don't get a solid 8 hours of sleep, and I don't feel as good the next day, and I'm like, that was no reward at all. I punished myself.
yes,
So
yeah,
you're right. Flip the script on that.
yeah.
The
So
reward is making the good decisions.
yes, the reward is waking up feeling refreshed. The reward is in a couple of weeks or a few months seeing yourself in that bathing suit and being proud of how you look, buying new clothes because you've changed your body composition, or rejoicing in the fact that, you know what, looking back on the past month, I've actually handled situations really well with a degree of adaptability and resilience, and I didn't let anything overwhelm me to the point where I couldn't act, where I responded in a way that wasn't appropriate. If you have done that, then that's the reward, not abusing yourself or punishing yourself by engaging in these unhealthy acts, even though they might feel good in the moment. Ultimately, they make you feel miserable.
Mhm.
So reminding yourself
No,
that,
absolutely right.
yeah, that little Debbie snack cake or that bag of chips is not going to replace whatever is missing. What's missing is you doing those healthy things for yourself and enjoying who you are, your productivity, taking pride in taking care of yourself mentally, emotionally, physically, spiritually.
I did. I engaged in this week, probably unconsciously, or I know this stuff, so maybe consciously, but went to the grocery store and I bought cherries, watermelon, grapes, apples, pears, right? I loaded up on the fruit
Yeah.
and because I love fruit and it tastes delicious and it's good for you, right? So at night I have some cherries instead of some ice cream, or I have, some grapes instead of whatever, some chips. So, and that is and it's so dang good. I mean,
Yes.
it's delicious. So think about what you're using as a reward system.
Right. Now, when we've engaged, my wife and I, in snacking after meals, but with a healthy salad, maybe with some cut up apples, maybe some walnuts, lettuce, and maybe even some cheese and some, balsamic, what like,
Mhm,
then you feel good about what you did. You get to still like munch on something, but it's just healthier things. And after a
mhm,
week, 2 weeks of doing that, you still get that pleasure of still kind of like eating something extra aside from the meal, but it's better for you. And you see that positive change. You
mhm,
sleep better. You just feel better about yourself. You've got more vitamins and nutrients going through your system. And you know what's going to work well for you. You know what kind of foods to stay away from. You know what kind of foods to gravitate towards, and that's the reward. You taking care of you, taking pride in yourself, not the reward of eating shit food, you know. You know,
mhm.
and you've said this before.
And I
If
have to say, the watermelons. Yeah.
Oh
Is
no, I
that
want
what
to
was
hear
that?
about the watermelon. No, but you've said it before, like, if you're not eating a pizza, that's just kind of stupid. But like, still kind of enjoy those foods that you like. Just reduce the, you don't have to
Yeah.
eat a whole pizza. You can have 3 slices.
Yeah, for sure. I have to say that the watermelons and the cherries this year have both been fantastic.
Very
I don't
nice.
know, maybe I'm getting better at picking watermelons, but they have been really, really good.
Yeah. What's the secret to picking out a good watermelon?
And cherries is such a Tom, there's so many of them. Like, you see a TikTok every day about how to pick a watermelon. But what has worked for me is yellow striping, not the dark green, but the yellow. And then a sun patch, so that
Hmm.
patch of yellow where it sat in the field. Um, and then a small, what do they call it? A small butt. So you have the part where the vine grew, and then you have the butt end of it. And you want to get a tiny butt, not a big butt. I
Oh,
mean, I'm kind of like the big butts occasionally, but in watermelons, small butts is the key.
yeah. I like the big butt thing, man. I got a big butt. I tend to gravitate towards that. So, what was the TikTok where
Yeah.
they were talking about the bread and how people call the end part different. They have different names for the end part.
So so funny. Some call it the booty, some call it the butt, some call it the end. And then this guy said, "We call it the hoe." And like, why do you call it a hoe? Because everybody touches it and nobody wants it. And the guy how he laughed in that
Oh
video was
yeah.
so funny.
Right.
It's, laughing is contagious. So
He couldn't get the punchline out because he was laughing.
yeah, yeah, good stuff.
That's great.
I'd rather watch those than all these damn political videos that are coming up these days. Ugh.
I just scroll past it. I can't.
Tom, we still We have 2.5, we have 80 something days until this election. I can't, it's got to be over. I cannot do it.
Yeah.
Although I'm really looking forward to these kind of debates. We'll see how those go. I will
Yeah.
watch those.
I'll watch those, but to the mindless scrolling of the political, commentary, I can't do it. It's just too much. I get enough of it from clients talking about it that I have to sift through. And so more
Yeah.
videos about
Put a
watermelon.
sign at the door. Exactly. Watermelon butts. See? Puppies, motorcycles, how to pick a watermelon.
Yeah.
Yeah. Those are my kind of TikToks. So
Yeah.
now you know what's on my feed.
Hmm. There's been a nice book that's been out for a while now called Atomic Habits. No sponsor endorsement or anything from it, but a good book at discussing the ways in which you can break some of those bad habits and adopt some new healthier habits. And just by making these small changes, atomic, something small, just something little that you can do, and then over time, through
Mhm.
repetition, it becomes just this is what I
Mhm.
do now. Like there's no excuses, there's no need to think about it. I get up at this time and I go work out. That's just what I do. And if you fall
Yeah.
out of those habits, and because are adopting a new, not so healthy habit, then like you said at the beginning, like don't beat yourself up about it. Just get back into doing those things that you know are healthy for you.
Hmm. For sure. And the theory of change is one small change is put you in motion, and a body in motion stays in motion. So just you do that. If you can commit to 10 minutes a day to go for a walk, right? Go outside, walk 5 minutes down the road and 5 minutes back. I
Yeah.
don't care that it's 100 degrees out. I don't care that it's 40 degrees out. Just get out and walk down the road if you can.
Yeah.
10 minutes. And really, if you would do that for a week or two, you would be amazed at how excited, motivated, enthused you are to do something else. Well,
Yeah.
I did that every day for 10 minutes. I can do this every day for 10 minutes. I can grab that milk jug full of water and lift it 10 times with each hand.
Yep.
I can do this. So one a little change can put you in motion to significant changes down the road. So you got to take that first step.
Yeah. How about the silver
And
lining
imagine, okay, so you commit 10 minutes to walking. Yeah, the silver lining.
every day? Well, okay, so the silver lining of falling back into those old nasty habits, the silver lining is you get to see that those healthy things were so effective for you, and you get to remind yourself of how impactful it was that you did the exercise every day, that you walked every day, that you did make healthy choices regarding food, and you like that version of yourself better than you do this new version that has fallen back into those old habits. And then it shows you how successful you were in the past. And so now I know I just need to get back to doing that walk for 45 minutes every day. I need to get back to lifting weights like I was with with intensity, with
Mm.
a ferociousness. I need to get back to watching my calorie intake and making sure that I'm making healthy choices regarding food. I need to get back to drinking damn near a gallon of water every day. And as long as I do those things, it's going to put me back into that place where I felt really good about myself.
Hmm.
Now I
So
know.
in summary, just don't beat yourself up. We
Yeah.
all fall out of our habits. We're all guilty of it. So it's okay. You take a little break, you take a little rest, and then you just get right back at
The 26.2 Oreos were not a reward for you. It was a punishment. So,
it. So yeah, instead of 26.2 Oreos, I'm gonna walk for 26.2 minutes.
absolutely. And have 26.2 grapes or
Right.
squares or cubes of watermelon.
Eh. Hey, Nikita watermelon, yellow skin, small butts.
Small butts. Did you ever
Small
try
bites.
putting mustard on it for the TikTok trend?
I did. It's delicious.
Really? All right. I'll have to try
It really is.
that.
So now, and then of course, someone told me just yesterday when we talk about weird food habits, you put mustard and grape jelly on a sausage biscuit. Now we're talking about eating healthy, but if you eat a sausage biscuit, try it with mustard and grape jelly. I haven't done it yet, but they tell me it's phenomenal.
Oh man, that sounds really good. I'll have to
But
try
yes,
that. Yeah.
mustard on watermelon. It's, because mustard's salty, and most people put salt on watermelon anyway,
Yeah.
and it's just a little tang. So yep, it's good.
Very nice.
Don't knock it till you tried it.
Well, I've saw people putting lemon, squeezing lemon on the watermelon too, and that's supposed to be pretty good.
Yeah, yeah. Well, it's a little acid over a little sweetness, so yeah,
Yeah.
perfect. Balances out.
Yeah.
Cool time. Always great to see you.
Great to see you too. So let's change those unhealthy habits and let's get back to doing those things we know we need to do and reach out for help and support. The more that you can have people in your corner uh, cheering you on and celebrating your accomplishments, the better.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
100%. Yeah, accountability is the key. So
Yeah.
be accountable to yourself, but also share your accountability with others.
All right. Your life
All
and
right, Tom.
healthy
Well, happy
choices start
Friday.
today.
Healthy choice. Not the day after Labor Day. All right. Dang it, Tom. I'll do it because you said so.
Today. Thank you so much.
All right, Tom. You have a great Friday. Have a great weekend.
You
Yeah,
too.
good to see you.
You too, brother. All right. See you next week.
All right.